The Curse of Paveglia. The Island of No Return. The boat rocked gently as Alex Carter, a paranormal investigator, approached Paveglia Island, a place whispered about in fearful tones. Located off the coast of Venice, Italy, it was forbidden, its history stained with blood and madness. Once a quarantine station, the island had witnessed the agonizing deaths of thousands of plague victims, their bodies burned and buried in mass graves. Later, it became a psychiatric hospital where patients were tortured under the guise of medical treatment. The head doctor, rumored to be insane himself, threw himself from the bell tower, but his spirit was said to never have left. As Alex neared the island, a sudden cold breeze cut through the summer air. The sky, once clear, was now choked with gray clouds, circling like vultures. The water grew still, as if the island itself had noticed his arrival. The moment his boots touched the rotting dock, a deep, gut-wrenching feeling coiled in his stomach. The silence was oppressive, as if the entire island was holding its breath. He set up his camera and walked toward the crumbling hospital ruins. The iron gates, rusted but still standing, loomed over him. The walls were covered in black moss, and the smell of decay and burnt flesh lingered in the air, even after centuries. Then, a whisper, "Leave now." Alex froze. The words were right next to his ear, his pulse thundered in his chest. He spun around, nothing. He pressed on, forcing himself through the abandoned corridors. Inside he found rusted hospital beds, overturned, their leather restraints still attached. The walls were scratched, long deep marks dug into the stone, as if people had clawed desperately to escape. Then a scream, distant, faint, yet impossibly close. His breath came in shallow gasps. He shined his flashlight into the next room. In the center was a surgical table, its surface stained deep red. His flashlight flickered, then footsteps. Not his. The air grew thick, heavy, watching him. Something was here. Alex's breath came in short, panicked gasps. He aimed his flashlight toward the hallway where the footsteps had come from, but the corridor was empty. Then a sound, a faint metallic screeching. Something was moving. He turned his light toward the noise. A rusted wheelchair sat in the middle of the corridor. It moved. It rolled toward him. Alex stumbled backward, his stomach twisting. The air felt dense, pressing against him. His hands trembled as he aimed his camera at the wheelchair. "This isn't real," he whispered. Then, a face in the darkness. At the end of the hall stood a tall, skeletal figure in a tattered, blood-stained doctor's coat. His eye sockets were hollow, leaking thick black liquid, his mouth twisted into an unnatural grin. "The patients never left. Neither will you." A piercing scream exploded through the hospital. The walls began to crack. Black, writhing hands burst from the stone, reaching for him. Shadows crawled along the ceiling, whispering in 1,000 tortured voices, "Help us." The corridor stretched longer and longer, as if the island itself was trapping him. He burst outside onto the dock. His boat was gone. The water had turned black, bubbling like something was boiling beneath it. Then a hand. Rotting, bony fingers shot up from the water, wrapping around his ankle. Alex screamed. The last thing he saw was the hospital bell tower, where the doctor had died, standing untouched by time, and from its highest window, 2 glowing eyes watched him. With a final gurgling gasp, Alex was dragged into the abyss. Paveglia had claimed another soul, and the island waited for the next visitor. Enjoyed the story? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more terrifying tales. Would you dare visit Paveglia Island? Let us know in the comments below.